Hello, hello. Sorry, I was a bit late. I'm like 2 minutes late. I was just like warming up a good coffee. For the Maplewoodians, you know this cup? The Able Baker. Sometimes I wonder if he existed only in a sweet dream with like cakes and cookies and good coffee. Anyway, the Able Baker of Maplewood. Now, today, two preludes. Number 6, improvisation number 6, and improvisation number 2, part 3. This is the record, Django the Impressionist. Number 6, composed in 1945. And number 2, part 3, was performed in 1946. So it's composed in 1938, or it's recorded the first time, the second one, in 1938, and it's played in 1946. I'll talk to you about it later. I'm going to start with improvisation 6. I really love it. It's like a wonderful piece of music. Hello, everyone. Bonjour, Bruno. Bonjour, Joe. So, Django, when he plays it, he takes a more straight road and very Spanish. I like to emphasize a little bit more the impressionist aspect of the piece. I'm slowing it down again a little bit. I slow down everything a little bit from what he plays. I like to make everything ring a little bit more for the acoustic here. So let's talk about the opening phrase of the improvisation number 6. Hello, everyone. So, it starts like that. This is amazing. That could be like totally played by a flute, you know, or clarinet, or oboe, whatever you want. Like, it's very like wind instrument oriented. I can totally hear it like the beginning of Rite of Spring, or Prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun, you know. That's the melody, and the chord it's amazing because it stays in A. Like that. Whoops. I need new frets. That's very Django here. So this chord here, that's one of those augmented like 7 chord. See, it changes the bass, but that's the same chord. That comes from that scale that I talked about already. It's called the whole tone. It's not really a scale. I don't like that word scale. Scale has a little bit more like a exercise stuff. It's like a universe more, you know, a musical universe of the per tone, a tonal universe. So here, see, we're in that universe, like that very mysterious that Debussy really loved to play. For example, there is a piece called Voile, V-O-I-L-E-S, Voile, means the veil, by Debussy, Prelude. This is all based on this, so you can really feel that atmosphere, you know. So I like to play this close to the bridge. Then he unfolds a beautiful sequence of chords. Sorry. So it starts like that. That is the same sequence almost as the one we find in improvisation 3. We find it at different places. It's very classical. In improvisation 3 we find it like that. See, voiced a little bit different, but that comes from that same spirit, you know. See how he voices it, it's amazing. Then now the second section. This we already saw in Echoes of Spain. It does the exact same thing. So this chord here, once again, it's called a +4. It's a 7th chord with the 7 in the bass, and it resolves on a major chord with the 3rd in the bass, a 6th inversion, and that's a harmony rule. The +4 resolve on the 3rd of the 6th inversion chord, then E7 to A minor. See, the progression does like that. So he does it. It's like, see how it sounds different? Pardon. That's like the underlying chords with the roots. The way he phrases it. Okay, that's why it's important to harmony is not only like 5-1, 5-1 or something like that. It's like the way things are voiced, because it's different. You can have in music E7 to an A minor, but if you do that, it doesn't sound the same. So it's not the same thing. It is technically, in terms of the function, the same thing, but the reality is different. So it's important to study the classical and listen to classical music, because it's all about that, how things are voiced with the bass. Again, Django said, I think of music like Bach, from the bass. So, then he goes there. So there we saw already as well. He loves to have that chord with that note on top. Improvisation 1, you know, he does it a lot. So D minor, A minor, and here a gorgeous sequence. You will see it's very easy. He does A minor, 6 to E7 to go back to A. So something very, very obvious. But this is how he moves the voices one by one. You will see. See what I mean? So see how it moves like that? Thierry Lapointe, TLP. Hello TLP. So see how he plays with the bass? This is like, how can I say? There is a bass, and there is like a response. It's like very orchestral. Oh, here it's really a... Okay, so it's like... Spanish, you know. can feel it. The response to that. Okay, so here it's like a single line. In those kinds of line, what's important also is what we call the trills. The trills are these little things. See those little sounds like that, and where they fall is very important. On the first beat, on the first one, on the third one. You see, like he plays it at various places. And actually, studying like a bit of classical Spanish, I noticed it's a very important thing in that style. So, and here, very Django. He does it actually in a different song. I forgot the title. I can put it later. It's one of the Rum Session ballads. He does that in the middle of the solo, like 2 years, like a year, 2 years later. So it's like that. So you keep like that top voice. Then see that? He moves like, so we have those three, move the one in the middle, so it moves like that voice by voice. It's amazing. So F7. It's very flamenco. See what I mean? Very Spanish. Here, it bites a little bit like that dry tongue. And he went like that magically from A minor to A major. See that? We went from A minor to A major. It's crazy. So we're like in D, you know. Again, that chord. See, the whole thing with this chord like that, with the six, what we call the sixth inversion, with the major chord with the third in the bass, is the way to make it sound. Very stable. So he confirms he's in A. Now there is like very often, like on most of these pieces, in the middle of it, as I told you before, there is like a moment where there is like kind of a sharp turn into something unexpected and amazing. It's like if you're driving straight and Django's a driver and suddenly he stops and he says, look on your right, and you look and you see something amazing. He brings you to this different dimension, and that's now. So this is what he does now. So it's very Spanish, it's very dramatic, you know. Once again, he did that before. He's in A. He did that in improvisation 4. He does it. And here he goes also to the C sharp minor. So he goes from A to the C sharp minor. You see how beautiful that is. It's a beautiful point to create like a bridge on a major song. Response to that very thin. Pianissimo. Now we go back to like a world of chords. A little Spanish moment. See that? That's very Django. It's very mysterious suddenly, you know? Very flamenco. And here we go to this mysterious atmosphere. And now this next sequence of chords is almost like pop music. He does like half that when he records. That's what he does, and I really love it so much that I decided to double these things for the balance and stay a little bit longer and base in those beautiful colors of those chords. That's why I stretched it a little bit, make it a little bit like resonating. And the next part, which starts like that, I decided to play it a little bit more. Like go to the pianissimo, take a little bit more time to announce the pianissimo of the next section. That's how I played it. So let me replay this section for you. Response. Here he likes to stay on the A. See, a very classical finish with a big A major like that. And here, still it comes from the flamenco, you know. But it's great how he has those like large chords, and suddenly he goes to this pianissimo with single notes, and then we finish on the piano, you know. All right, so let me play it. So when he plays it, he's a bit more like Spanish, like that. I prefer to slow it down a little bit, and I feel more like Debussy type of stuff, you know. That's just my nature, so that's how I prefer to interpret it and feel it. So this is how I'm going to play it for you right now. Et voilà. It was improvisation 6 by Django Reinhardt. And I'm going to play improvisation 2 part 3. So, it was recorded live at the Civic Hall Orchestra in 1946 while Django was on tour with Duke Ellington. There was a guy who was like a doctor of some kind, maybe a dentist. He had a lodge. He was a passion for music, and he had his own lodge. And in there, he had installed a recording device, which probably was the size of a fridge back then. And he used to tape pieces of shows that were going through. And he got 4 songs with Django Reinhardt. These are the only 4 songs we have of Django and Duke Ellington Orchestra. So Django plays on the electric guitar for this one. So one of these 4 pieces is improvisation number 2. It seems that he didn't capture the very beginning of the piece, because the piece starts, is already like playing, you know. But he captured it when he starts with the A. That means that he bypassed the whole introduction. I recorded it nonetheless because I think it's really totally a part of the song. Okay. Then he starts to record here. So it's the same thing as the other. Same thing. Then the theme again, E minor, A, D, B minor, A, G minor. So this part, in the live, he plays it a little bit more percussive. He does that, really. A bit more like that, like some like Spanish staccato kind of thing, you know. Here he goes to the section like the very classical again. That's what he does on the other 2, but on this one, see, it's a tiny bit different. Same here, he plays the whole like E minor chord. Same thing. So here's the only difference. Instead of that, he does that. Goes back to the main theme. He has this note to make the augmented chord, like he does in the first one. This section is a tiny bit different. So it starts the same. Here he's going to stay in major. He's not going to do that 7 chord like he does in the other one. And here on the second time, so this chord here is an A minor, going to G. Could be also a D7, you know. And he goes to G. In this version, he's just going to do a flat. Twice, so you really confirm that's what he's thinking, you know. This part, same as the other ones. here it does that phrase a little bit longer, and it does it a little bit more staccato. The other one is really like that, very smooth, you know. This one is a bit more staccato. And he goes back to the melody. And here is going to be a big change. He comes back to the first phrase. This he doesn't do in the other part. This part here appears only once in the very beginning of the song. It doesn't appear like anywhere else, except in this version the first time. Then he's going back to the melody. And here he augments it, and then and the second time. This is amazing. So here D with a third in the bass, so it's a 6th inversion of the chord of D. G minor. See how classical this is. Ooh, that's called a German 6/4, and it's like it's a B flat 7 with an A flat in the bass, so and it's 6/4 in the +4 inversion, going to D, but it's gonna do a B minor here, which corresponds to a D6. So it's a very well done. This is also the end of Manoir de mes rêves, not the solo piece, but one of the original version. He does that. He's see, that's what he does in Manoir de mes rêves. So he uses that. It's like a thing that he has in him. It's very classical, but it's more like advanced classical stuff, you know, that kind of progression. Then he goes as like the others, but here he does a different ending. Instead of detuning the E string in D like he did for the others, he's going to stay in the regular tuning, okay? And he goes into the mystery of the whole tone here. See that? He's going to finish going back to that chord of D. It's the same sequence as the other, but he just put that response with a harmonic in between. That's how he finished. You see, it dies like that. Okay? So, I'm gonna play it for you now from beginning to end. After I get a sip of my coffee, hold on, with apple baker on it. It's a tribute. Okay, so. That was improvisation 2. This is it, my friends. Improvisation 6, improvisation 2. Reminds me of Debussy's Children's Corner. Yeah, Debussy, Claude Debussy. He completely changed the way music was played. And then there is Django. Debussy, Ravel, Satie, and Django. To me, Django is like not the missing link, but one of the links that takes the music of Debussy and all into the modern pop world, you know, inside the musette, the jazz, and everything that's going to come after that, and into the world of guitar. Is definitely part of that gang of player, you know, Ravel, Debussy, Satie, Chausson, Boulanger, Django Reinhardt. Yeah. All right. So we have 2 more. Tomorrow and Friday. Someone tried to call me. I hope he didn't cut the playing. Tomorrow is Belleville and Nuage. These are 2 big chunks, my friends. These are the 2 very hard ones. So it's like, you know, it's like you want to climb the Himalaya, and we just arrived at the foot. It was just the trip there. These are tough, but you're gonna love them. So it's tomorrow, same thing in French, en français, at noon, so 6 p.m. in France, and at 3 p.m. New York time, you know, Eastern time. What else? You can go on my website if you want to have the record here. It's available, record, bunch of CDs, everything. It's all on Bandcamp. What else? We moved Django a Go-Go, 6, 7, 8 of October. I give lessons. If you want lessons, let me know. It's possible. I have a few spots available. And also, what else? I think that's it. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being here. I would love to read your messages. Sometimes I can't respond because I'm concentrated playing. I'm unfolding a train of thoughts and all. But it's always good to read you and see that you are here. Thank you very much. It's like a great joy for me to do this and to know you're there and to spend this time with you guys. So I see you tomorrow for the number 9 of the 10 concerts with Belleville. And that's it. Thank you and enjoy your day. Bye.